Well, that was a waste of an episode. Hey, how's it going? I am the Survivor Dude. It's time for another Survivor video, and this one... Oh, man, I don't know really what to make of this episode. I mean, honestly, this episode is, it's the first time since like a clip show episode that I believe that nobody has gone home. Like usually when people aren't even voted out, there at the very least someone was medevaced or somebody quit, somebody goes home. Or at the very least to the edge of extinction or something like that. But yeah, so we got an episode where nobody went home. We kind of half merged, half not, and everything that we saw might be all for naught. I will say, I was being a little bit overdramatic with the beginning, like a waste of an episode. There's some good stuff in this episode, but it does feel incomplete when you have, like, literally nobody going home. Like, when the episode was over, I'm like, that's it? Like, even though I'm sure it was the regular episode length, I felt like it was only half done. And I know, it's a two-parter. I mean, I'm sure when people binge this online in the future, like when they buy a season, they'll just, like, it won't be that big of a deal. They'll be like, oh, okay. But, I don't know. I'm very... Like, what? I don't even know what I'm supposed to say about this episode. Okay, we got the, Ricard gave the advantage back. I said he would, and now he has, so, Ricard now doesn't have any advantage. I will say, like, I feel like this could have been handled better by both of them. I feel like both of them really wanted it, and both of them used a lot of social capita in order to try to, A, to hang on to it, and B, try to get it back. And I think that's left their relationship a little damaged, especially at the merge. I think Shan might be looking for other places to make a home for herself. Stop turning off. The Yellow Tribe in Yasa, we got a lot of distrust between Liana and Xander, but also we have Tiffany and Liana now have a little bit of hostilities because Tiffany's she's like, oh yeah, I wouldn't have told anyone either. You're good. It's like, okay. Maybe stop saying it like you're on meth or something. It's like something like, oh yeah, you're totally good. You're totally fine. Everything's good. It's just like, Tiffany, calm down. There's a difference between, oh, you have, okay, well, hey, don't worry about it. I wouldn't have told anyone either. Then there's a difference between that and, oh yeah, you're fine, you're good, you're done. Oh, we're all good, everything's fine. There was a lot of moments in this episode where I was like, wait a minute, what? Because, first, Shan, I love you, but you should have asked about the advantage that Liana got in private. It's like, look, I'm sure you deduced that the women are sticking together on Yasa, and that she's probably aligned with Tiffany. But don't make that assumption. Bringing it up in front of Tiffany, oh, that was a mistake. Now, to be fair, I don't know what happened around there. Maybe Tiffany would give her a moment alone, but she seemed to get some moments alone with her later. I wonder if she should have just lied and said she had an extra vote to Tiffany. Or maybe even to... No. Probably not, because it's a... And I don't know what Tiffany's all upset with Liana. It's like, she's targeting one of our own. It's like, well, first she said Nasir first, and then maybe Xander. But let's be real here. Like you have not been aligned with Xander all that much either. Like you guys said that you were basically just tricking along Xander, saying, oh, we're one good team, but really it was the women that were all connected together. It's like you guys have all said that you're not really aligned with Xander. So what do you care if she's coming after Xander? But this was Erica's episode. I'm actually glad we got to spend some time with her because she was a lot of fun. We got to see how much fun she was and that she was, in a sucky situation. XL Island back for one episode and she was not happy with being in it. And I, sympathized with her and felt with her, especially because she's Canadian and, gotta support the fellow Canucks out there. But I really think they're building up of a lot of pizzazz and a lot of whoa what's gonna happen for zero suspense. There is zero suspense here. Especially because, first of all, you guys got lucky that the person who seemingly is on the bottom of the Blue Alliance, was the one that they sent off to this island. Because if it wasn't, there's no way you could have known that. So, I'm just like, oh boy, I'm just like, why didn't they have people pick the tribes? Why didn't they do a schoolyard pick? That would have at least made somebody permanently left off. Anyways, but the advantage is dumb. The reason I said in the beginning, what a waste of an episode, is not because there wasn't interesting things that happened in this episode. There was. I actually really liked the idea of Deshawn, Danny, Shan, and Liana making a black alliance, for black people. And that is cool. And I mean, they didn't outright say that, but that's what they were talking about. And it's interesting because this has happened on Survivor before. In Fiji, there was like a black alliance, but they never really showed them talking about it in that way. So, in here, the fact that there is actually a fair amount of black people that they could actually make an alliance, like, this is the first time they've had enough black people to make a big alliance that this could actually go somewhere. I'm not sure how good, I don't think that, Liana and Shan could ride that all the way to the end, because I think that those two guys could be very threatening, especially if Danny, being the biggest immunity target out there. I have a feeling this is gonna go for women. Oh, other stuff, I forgot. The other thing that I thought was dumb was, what was Danny doing telling Evie? He's like, hey, you scared us a little bit there with your thing where it's just like, hey, you're voting off all the guys. You scared us, Evie. You scared us. It's just like, what are you doing, Danny? This cannot do you any good. If A, she isn't doing that, then she could feel like, oh, he's going to come after me because he thinks I'm an all-girl alliance. Or B, she is doing that, and then he's like, oh, he's on to me. I got to get after him because I'm in an all-girl alliance. It's like, either way, either or. I don't know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish here, Danny. That was just bad. I'm sorry. I do like the making of the alliance of the all black people. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's nice. It'll be interesting to see where that lies going forward, because let me put it this way. I would not want to be the person that has to try to make a counter alliance to the black alliance. It's like, for me, I would be the white guy trying to, like, okay, we all need to target the black people. It's like, there's no way you can phrase that and have you come off as a good guy, You would come across as the racist, and you wouldn't try to be, they have numbers, and you would have to try to beat their numbers, but, it's like, I'm just saying, you could get yourself in a lot of trouble super easy. I'm just saying, that's the lines I would not want to go against. I'd be like, well, we should target all the... You know what? Just take the money. You guys take the money. I'll hopefully they bring me back for another season, because I can't do this. Bye. But it'll be interesting because Evie's kind of going more of the woman thing, where it's like, we women have to stick together, and now we got Deshawn and Danny and I guess Shan a bit trying to go the more black people. They was like, we're all people of color. We got to stick together. We got Liana right in the middle of that, and I guess she could rope in Shan in this too. So it's like, what's gonna hold out here? What are you gonna take for moving forward? What's gonna take you forward? Are you it's like you have options. Like, both of these sides have been oppressed. You could try to win it for your race or win it for your gender. I mean, I don't know. They got options, is all I'm saying. But let's be real, in the end it's going to come down to who you can beat, because that's what it always comes down to in Survivor. I mean, this could take some people a little bit ways, don't get me wrong, but I think in the end you're going to go for who you can beat in the end. But anyway, we're talking about the time travel advantage, because that's what they said. It was like, we're going to go back in time and flip it so the other team won. There is zero reason not to break that. None. And I don't feel like all that many people would be pissed. You know, the reasons they're setting up like, oh, there's more of my people on that side, so maybe they'll be pissed. They're coming for you anyway, and you said you suspected it. So, come on. Don't BS with me here, Erica. I mean, come on. You're going to break it. You're going to break it. We know it's coming. Everybody can tell, because otherwise you're going to tribal. The whole point of Survivor is to not go to tribal. Every chance you can get where you don't have to go or you're safe, take it. Now, if this was a situation where she was safe either way, well, then now it becomes an interesting thing. Do you rock the horse or do you not? Hoping that it might get one of the people you want voted out. I don't know, possibly, but I think that the problem is that there's zero reason for the way it's set up for her not to break it. If Jeff would be giving that to me, he's like, you can do this, and then you will be immune. I'm like, okay, done. Game over. You don't need to say another word. No more to be continued. I've solved it. It's broken. In fact, let me hammer it a little bit more. Okay, so let me just get into predictions of who's going next. Well, I believe... I guess now, since it's the merge, I'll only make one prediction of who's going. Since I guarantee that Erica is going to break that glass. The people who it is are Deshawn, Danny, Sydney, Ricard, and Evie. Well, this is interesting. And Nasir. This is interesting here. Now, here's a question for you. Here's what I didn't get. Are both groups still all gonna vote, or is it just going to be the 6 people who are voting? That's what I didn't get, because like, if you I didn't get if they're just gonna wait over on the jury side. Will the 6 people vote, or you can only vote for these 6 people and everyone gets to vote? Because if that was the case, who do I think is gonna go home in that? Well, I think Sydney, Deshawn, and Danny will stick together if they go. That means Ricard's on the block. Shan could save him with an idol. Possibly. Nasir could go home. They could just target Nasir since they don't trust him. And Shan knows that he has an idol, so maybe they might be able... I mean, if she's voting, I don't know. It could be Danny, but this is... I don't know. We're just shown that they made an all-black alliance, and I think that if that was the case, then I think... it's probably not going to be that. Evie, or Evie. It's Evie, isn't it? I've been calling her Evie. This happened this episode where Nasir got confused. It's Evie. Evie could be in trouble. Because I don't think you're breaking up that Deshawn, Sydney, Danny 3. And that means Evie would have to get Ricard on her side and Nasir. But Nasir is a little bit delusional because he thinks he's in good with the group. So I think that he's probably, unless he's convinced that it's going to be a big move or unless it's going to come against him, I think that they're probably going to target Evie or Ricard. But if they target Ricard, it's possible that Shan could save him. There is an extra vote available. Deshawn has it. It's so hard to... I think that those two are really going to want to target a woman. And the only women available on this group is Evie and Sydney. And I don't think they're going to target Sydney. They trust Sydney. Explicitly, they trust Sydney. So I think Evie's on the chopping block here if they switch. Now, if she doesn't switch, Erica, she's going to be like, oh, I did a dumb thing and I should have broken the glass. But I would say Erica or Heather, just because I feel like she's the only blue on that tribe, and if you want to get rid of one of the blues, that, you know, obviously they don't want to work with Erica, so you might want to get her to your side. So if they're going to go that route, I would say maybe Heather or Erica. Yeah, but I think there's no reason for her not to break that glass. So, yeah, let's see, what do we have left? Advantage counter, the only difference is the time travel advantage brought to you by Erica. She has it, and she'll be time traveling next episode, so not really a whole lot. It is interesting the way it's all set up, but I still think the knowledge is power advantage is a little bit too powerful this season with the way they had the idols set up. But yeah, nothing too much more to divulge on that side. It really things like Liana and oh my gosh, Shan. I nearly forgot the name of my winner pick. I think that's going to hold true, and they're going to start something. And I don't know where they're going to go, but whatever. I feel like there is a strong alliance, and we'll see. Yeah, so that's all I really got. Thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this episode. I probably talked for too long. Bye.